Hello, my name is Sam Ison, Middletown City Schools Superintendent. I'm with you here today as one of our fourth sessions for our afternoon chats online. We're doing this as a way to reach out to our community to let people know what's happening in Middletown City Schools. We've had some coffees, various places throughout the community, and so we thought this would be a nice way that people can go online, find some things out about Middletown City Schools. Each one of our segments have been a little bit different. We've had different ideas that were in different themes. And today we have a theme that's going to be focused around athletics. And with us today is our new, about ready to finish his first year as our athletic director, Aaron Zupka. Aaron.
Dr. Ison, how are you?
Very good to see you, Aaron. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate your time.
One of the things that I know that started this year is that you've coming in new as assessing what's happening in athletics here in Middletown City Schools. And something you started off right off the bat was a group called S.A.L.T. You want to talk about that and what that means?
Absolutely. S.A.L.T stands for Student Athlete Leadership Team. It actually, I won't go into the whole backstory, but I was at a state conference, professional development opportunity, and I went to one of our breakout sessions, and they were talking about that concept, developing a student athlete leadership team at your school. And the school I was at didn't have a lot of leadership opportunities, and I know sports well and athletics, so figure how can I use athletics to promote, leadership opportunities for kids. So that kind of put that together at a previous school I was at and went really well, and kind of started from the ground up, and really it took off there at that school, and I thought transformed the culture there. There wasn't student government, there wasn't any student council. So, athletics, as we know, has a great platform for things in the community. It's very visible, and that could be good or bad, but our opportunity is to focus on the good things and doing positive things in the community and using athletics as a platform. So when I came to Middletown, that was a priority to me because, first of all, I don't coach anymore. I'm managing everything, so I don't get to coach. That's kind of my team. So it's a way to connect with kids. It really helped my transition because I got to meet a lot of kids really early. Even last spring before I was officially hired, I was figuring out, these future leaders and trying to get them involved and help my transition, but also to give them a voice. They felt like they're involved in something. So there's a lot of different components. There's an academic component. They're obviously academic standing. There's a volunteer service program component. Kids have to do a minimum 15 service hours. We encourage them to do more than that. So we built in a lot of opportunities. Most recently, we went to Rose Parks and did a bullying prevention seminar.
I saw that.
Which went really well. If you talk to anyone at Rosa Parks, and was very excited about that opportunity. We raked leaves at the women's shelter in town. We had a fair amount of kids help with Earth Day the other day that came out. We're also doing the Special Olympics next Wednesday. So we're the volunteers for that program. So all that, we meet once a month. We bring in speakers. We try to motivate kids, inspire them, try to get them all the tools they need, and then we go to work and they identify the needs, and
I know that you have a group at the high school, and you also have a group at the middle school as well.
Correct. Yeah, 7th to 12th grade. Yeah.
And do they meet together, or do you separate those two? Or
yes, they do. Not all the time, just because logistics and being at two different buildings. Now, the following year when we're together, that will be a lot easier. So, but we've done some service projects together.
Very good.
We did a kickoff event. Actually, I didn't mention in September. A lot of times we do things for kids, and we forget to involve parents. And I think parents need to be involved and know what's going on.
Right. So
we did a kickoff event with their parents and the kids. And it's a new program anyway, so parents didn't know what was going on. So we educate them on what this program is, what we're going to do. And we want the parents to be supportive and be behind us and encourage their kids. So that was our first step. We did that all together. And we've done a lot of our service projects outside of school together. So we try to interface as much as possible, even though logistics is not always easy. But that's important. You kind of have your older kids being mentors for your younger SALT kids.
That's what I'm
So not just kids in their respective sport, but also in the SALT program, you have kids mentoring other kids.
And one of the things that you brought along with having SALT is the fact that you've had the combined recognition program for our sports for each season. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. That was one of the biggest priorities. I felt like sometimes we isolate our middle school or youth programs, and high school coaches worry about high school, and we sometimes just do things for high school kids. But to me, it should be all inclusive. I mean, a good program, runs from our youth all the way up to our high school programs. And a lot of our middle school and high school stuff was separate. Parent meetings, award ceremonies, that kind of stuff. So one of the first things we did with our award ceremonies is we did a combined 7 through 12 for fall, winter, and we have a spring award ceremony now. So that we have 3 different ones. It's 7 through 12. We acknowledge those kids together. So they see the middle school kids to see the high school accolades and see these kids getting these prestigious league awards and all that, and aspire to want to be like them. And then, you know, the high school kids get to know the middle school kids. And I just think you got a lot of parents that have kids involved. So that was hard doing 2 different nights. So we really try to be more uniform and be together and do it as a community in one family rather than kind of separate there. And it's been, I think, taken very well so far.
Well, and that's why I bring it up, because I like the fact that you brought the kids in, you got them involved, and they're involved with help planning of those ceremonies as well. And one of the things you've taken, and you just said it here, of how can you get parents involved, and what have you done so far with the Booster Club?
That's a great question. Another priorities we had coming in this was to revitalize our booster programs, re-energize our booster programs, make it, have an impact in our school system and athletic programs. So we've kind of put a shot of life in it, I guess, so to speak. We've outreached to some parents that have some younger kids in the district. Boosters really hasn't been active for, I guess, the last 4 or 5 years. We had some parents that, they did a great job starting the program, and kids graduated and they kind of phased out. So we wanted to get some young blood in there, get some new folks in there that had a vested interest for a longer period of time, that, their kids were maybe in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and, they really wanted to be a part of something. And we know with funding, it's tough. Athletics is not high on the priority list as far as, there's other state components and educational that come first. So, we've got to find creative ways to support ourselves and put some money in areas, enhancements that maybe, that is not there, and we got to be creative. So Boosters is a way of doing that, getting parents engaged, feeling some ownership to, giving back and being part of what their kids are doing. So we started that program, and we have a good core group of parents, but we're always looking for more people.
Well, I was going to say, how can they get involved? If a parent's out there listening to this, what do they need to do?
Very easy. We meet every second Monday of every month at Java Johnny's. So if they're interested, if they can just call or email me directly, and we'll point them in the right direction. So we also have, it's called the Varsity Club, and it's an extension of our boosters.
Okay.
We have some alumni that wanted to kind of be involved. So we've met a couple times, and their prime purpose is just to volunteer, to be involved, to support kids at games, to whether it's helping provide tutoring or team meals or anything they can do to enhance what we're doing and provide the kids the basic essentials they need every day. So that's another extension of what we're doing with our boosters. Now, we're doing a lot of fundraising. We just had a golf outing, and actually we did a youth camp this past Sunday. Jalen Marshall and Vincent Edwards
I saw that,
was a phenomenal partner with Pro Camps. It was a free camp for about 150 kids in our community area, which was a phenomenal event, first class run event. So that was a great opportunity. It was called our Impact Weekend. So we had our portion for the youth, and then the next day on Monday we had a Middy Magic golf outing, and we had a great turnout, great weather, which at this time of year is hard to do. So we raised some money for a great cause that will go back and future programming. But yeah, they can attend those meetings, but just want to contact me directly.
Okay, very good.
There's some other options with concessions, spirit wear, things like that.
And on our website, we do have the Middie athletics section of our website where they can find your email and phone number to call as well.
Correct.
The next step is you are also in the midst of looking for coaches at times. Are there specific sports that you need a coach now that you're looking for? Is there any vacancies right now?
Yeah, and the best way is to go to the district website. All the postings are there under employment. We're looking for some assistant coaches. I know we have a couple volleyball openings. I believe we have some basketball openings at the middle school level. There's about 4 or 5 positions, a lot of them at the middle school, JV freshman level. But if you go on the website, the district website, it's all under there, under employment tab. They can apply online. And we love people that want to give back, be a part of something great. We encourage them to apply for those opportunities.
One of the things that we like to talk about with our athletics is, and for me, I've always said, instead of extracurricular, I've always said co-curricular, because I've actually fused into what we're doing academically, because they go hand in hand. We know our students who participate in a sport, the pattern is that they do well in school and academics. And so we encourage more kids to get involved in sports. What are we doing to market that, to get more kids to participate in an athletic program?
That's a great question. The more kids that they involved in athletics, the better. From my research and studies, kids who are more involved in more things like athletics or art, music, extracurriculars, they
Belonging to something.
Right. Whatever that be.
Right.
You've got more positive adults around them. You've got more other students that have positive influence. Their academics, their GPA is always tends to be better. They have more support, more checks and balances. So to me, any way we get more kids involved is a good thing. So a lot of the things we're doing is pretty simple stuff. I mean, a lot of it's just communication, social media. You'll see a lot.
So we're doing a lot of promotion of
yes,
things.
heightened presence on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have an athletic Snapchat now because, we try to do on the same mediums what our kids are doing.
Right.
So we've really done a good job promoting it. We're looking at, expanding sport opportunities down the road. We actually have a lacrosse interest meeting today after school. So kids that just, might want to, get more opportunities to figure out what the sport is. We're just kind of probing some areas of way we can expand down in the future, a couple of years down the road. But
you also have an academic or athletic signing coming up. It's parallel to our academic signing. Want to talk about that? When that is?
Yeah, that's next Tuesday, May 2nd. It's right after school at 2:30 in the High School Media Center. Right now, we have confirmed 3 student athletes that are signing. We had a group, I think, around 11 or 12 that signed in the winter.
Yes.
So there was a couple late signings that that came after that February 1st date. So we obviously want to recognize those kids, and it's such a cool opportunity. To me, there's a lot of great parts of my job, but this is one of my favorite days of the year because all the hard work those kids have put in from when they were a kid to now, and the seeing that come to life, and they have an opportunity to continue at the next level, not only in athletics but academically, and get scholarship money, and having the opportunity for them and their families is really unique. So we have 3 kids right now confirmed. We have a basketball player, we have a baseball player, and we have one more a boys volleyball player, and we may have 2 others that may sign before that. And if they don't, we'll do another opportunity for them. But it's a great day.
And I know part of it is what they do and getting things out there, but I want the community, what does the athletic department do to promote our kids with colleges and various things going on?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, we had a speaker come in February. His name was Darnell Dinkins, the former NFL player, Super Bowl champion. Part of our thing is we need to educate parents and kids about the process of how to get to the next level.
Yes.
That's our responsibility to make sure we educate our kids and our community and parents about that process. A lot of things change. It's not the same. They have, year after year. The GPA, core GPA recently changed for NCAA.
Right.
Kids have to register at the, it used to be the NCAA clearinghouse. Now it's the eligibility center. But there's changes going on. There's a lot of components to it. It's not as simple as it sounds. So it's important that, we educate folks. So we brought in Mr. Dinkins, came in, was a free seminar. Anybody in our school district, and we even opened up the schools outside our school district. We had some kids from Franklin and Monroe and some other districts come to that event. We had a great turnout. We had about 40, 50 people, and they really went through the whole recruiting process from day one to, kind of the final steps and how do you recruit yourself and what can you do to get more opportunities to get recruited. And it's very eye-opening for a lot of folks who hadn't been part of that process. So that's one of the main things we do is just education. We have all those resources on our website that parents go on there and look at that. We'll have another one in November. We're going to bring in another speaker in November. So we're constantly educating our kids. And we also had a student portion. We met with a lot of our kids that want to go play at the next level at the end of that school day. And then we had a parent session at night for parents and student athletes. So that's one of the big things we're doing. We're just trying to educate folks on what that process is like.
One of the things that I tell people is when they go out to Barnett's, it's one of the nicest stadiums out there. We've done a lot of major improvements there. You want to talk about that being your first year at that stadium?
Yeah, it's pretty eye-opening. I remember, when I first got the position here at Middletown, it was one of the things that went down the barn. This was my first experience there, and it's just you just feel like you're in a different world. I mean, just the history, and you see Chris Carter Field, and all the legends that play there, Todd Bell, and it's remarkable. And the renovations and the turf
really looks nice.
Oh, there's not everyone ever comes to our facility, just compliments us and how nice it looks, and the turf and the way the grandstands and fencing, and it's beautiful. We also hosted a regional semi-final state football game.
Right.
We're actually selected to host the state semi-football game The two teams that would have had a one to play did not win. Otherwise, we would have hosted one. It was all geographic, so we were selected that they had that great of experience when they came out in the regionals that they wanted to come back, which is great of our staff and all of our support staff.
So will we be up for something like that next year? Does that come?
Absolutely. I'm talking to some of the folks in Columbus that they want to definitely come back to Barnett Stadium.
Right.
And, it's only getting better. And on that topic, Lefferson just opened up.
I
know you're going to ask, but $1.3 million renovation at Lefferson. You've been out at Lefferson a couple of years ago or last couple of months, and you see where it's now. You'll be amazed the difference that before and after. 4 fields there, 2 varsity fields, 1 softball, 1 baseball, 2 auxiliary fields. There's almost not a day you go down and you don't see 4 teams on, team on each field.
I'm very impressed and very proud.
It's lively down there. Yeah. Things are happening.
And of course, upcoming, we will see a new arena for basketball, volleyball, wrestling, whatever. We have that coming on. Talk to us about what you see coming in the future with having 3 gyms sitting together in this place called the Community Center that has also the athletic director's office right there.
Yes, I heard athletic suite is what they're telling me. We'll see. You talk about Barnett's, Lefferson, and now have a brand new arena and have that opportunity is truly amazing. But let's not forget the history of Wadey Miller Gym.
Right.
So let's start there because you're talking 70 years of history there, and 7 state championships, and Jerry Lucas and Butch Carter, Chris Carter, Archie Aldridge. I can go on and on.
Yes.
Vince Edwards, who was just here. I mean, you go on and on. So let's start there. And we know this is going to be the last few games at Wadey Miller Gym. When that time comes, we're going to do it in style. We have big plans already for the final game there. We're gonna do it first class, and we're gonna bring in as many people we can bring that played there, and we're gonna pack that place, and it's gonna be one of the coolest opportunities. I was actually part of it, Walnut Hills High School, historic gym. We closed that down my 1 year there, and it was truly remarkable. And this is going to be truly a spectator. You want to be part of this event. And then moving into a new arena, we'll have the arena. We'll have old Paul Walker Gym, which will be renovated. Right. We'll have a new middle school down the road. So you have 3 gyms together. Right. So you're talking about hosting tournaments. Yes. AAU tournaments, holiday classic tournaments for the high school. Volleyball, wrestling, bringing in big wrestling events, sectionals, regional games. Right. You talk anything you can think of. We're going to try to schedule in there. We want that place to be busy.
Of course, right next to it, right there, is going to be a huge concession stand area because it's the middle school gym.
Absolutely.
Or the middle school cafeteria.
Absolutely. People come there. They want to make sure they get treated well and have a good experience, and they got to eat. So
it's going to be the state of the art because I don't know of many areas that have 3 gyms connected in some form, and so that's exciting. And I know the athletic department is very excited about that. This summer, I know you have a number of camps. So you want to talk about the camps coming up?
Absolutely. We have 7 youth sport offerings now that they're very affordable. They're instructional by nature. Our varsity coaches and the teams are running that. They're at our facilities, our great facilities we just talked about. So really, that's our way to get back to the community. It's an opportunity for kids to connect with our coaches, be in our facilities, learn about the basics of the sport, and most importantly, have fun. That's what's about. It's having fun, especially at that level. You got to have fun. You got to get kids excited about the future and being a part of something and finding good things at a young age, positive things. So there's 7 opportunities. There's football, basketball, softball, volleyball, soccer, bowling. We have a bowling camp, which is pretty cool. And I think I hit all of them. If I missed any, I apologize.
That's on the website.
That's on the website. So I think I hit everything. Cheerleading is the only thing I did. We have a cheerleading camp. So 7, I expect that next summer to grow to more teams. My goal is to get every sport that can have some kind of youth camp offering.
And you do, I know you do tweeting. How can people get into your tweets?
Oh, for the just for Twitter.
So because you have information going out all the time.
Yes, it'd be great. We obviously have our website, MiddletownAthletics.com. Yeah. All the camp stuff's on there. You can register online, do all that stuff on there. We're on Twitter, Midtown Middies. We're on Instagram, Middletown Middies Athletics. We're on Snapchat, Middletown Middies Athletics. We're on Facebook, Middletown Athletics. I think that's about everything.
You hit them all.
We're not hard to find, put it that way. But follow us. That's my weak ploy, just my plea for you to please follow us and join us and get the information because we're everywhere. We're trying to get information out.
I've asked you a number of things and you've talked about everything. What have I missed? What else would you like for our community to know about Middletown athletics?
think we've touched on a lot of them, but we're just excited about the future. We have such a great past and a historic past, but we're really excited about the future too. You've got a lot of great coaches here. Our facilities are top notch. There's a lot of positive things going on behind the scenes, whether it's the student athlete leadership program. Like I said, the new facilities coming down. There's so much potential as far as expansion of programs. We're dabbling, looking at lacrosse, some middle school sports, areas that we feel like maybe we can, that are missing now. So I'm really excited. We have a great staff. This is an exciting time in Middletown athletics in our school district. So I'm just glad to have this opportunity to be here. I look forward to bigger and better things in the near future.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time, and thank you for what you've done for Middletown City Schools, and we look forward to seeing what you do in the future for our kids. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.